Hey, this is Michelle Kapaska, and welcome to my Fearless Innovator podcast. Thank you for joining me today. My hope is to inspire, educate, and entertain you. Enjoy the show. Welcome to the Fearless Innovator podcast. My name is Michelle Kapaska, and I'm your host. This week's topic is the flip that flopped, or was it? In 2017, I had quit my job, and the first thing I did was study with Robert Kiyosaki for the next 6 months. I sat in front of my computer and I learned different strategies on how to evaluate properties for buy and hold opportunities and for flip opportunities. At the end of my training, I went and met with my real estate agent that was helping me flip houses. He did the bulk of the work, and I learned a lot of stuff along the way, what he was doing and how he would, by color choices and enhancements that he would make inside of a project. I got to meet a lot of his team members, people that were helping him. So I was well connected with what he was doing, but now I was ready to do it myself. I scheduled a meeting with Jim. I met with Jim and I just said to him, look, I said, I just finished this class. I'm now ready to implement, but Jim, I don't want your help on this one. I want to do this one by myself. And I'm doing it because I want to learn how to make mistakes and I want to learn from those mistakes. He was discouraged. I can tell you that. He was very discouraged in me. However, he did say, Michelle, you're going to make mistakes that I made. I've already been down that path. I want to share them with you. And I told him, no. I wanted to learn everything on my own from soup to nuts. And at the end of the day, I'm confident that, I would walk away learning a lot more than had I just, had someone help me every stitch of the way. But I did say to him, I said, look, if I get stuck, would you mind if I reach back out to you? And he said, absolutely, you can reach back out. So to this day, we're still friends. So off I went. I went and found me a different real estate agent. His name was Peter. And Peter and I looked at several properties and I settled on one. The price was reasonable. It was in a good neighborhood. The neighborhood actually had a lot of flippers in it and there was a lot of activity going on and the pricing seemed to be within my ballpark. I went to closing, bought the house, and my first thing that I encountered was I didn't have a team. I didn't have a team of guys. Typically it's guys. I don't want to cut out the girls, but there are girls that do this work. So I'm like, well, shoot, I'm going to call Jim and see if I can't borrow some of his team members. And luckily he said, absolutely. Use this guy for your flooring. Use this guy for your windows. You'll need to pull a permit, do all these things. And I learned, what permits needed to be pulled. I hired his roofing team. And at the end of the day, I'm right back in my realm again. I'm actually project managing again, right? I have a timeline, I have a schedule, a budget, and a scope. And my goal was that I wanted this house done within 4 months from start to finish. And I was able to meet the timeline was finished. And actually, here's a couple things that I did learn. At the end of the project, let's say that, at the end of the project, I spent too much money on the purchase. I put too much money into the project. And now when I went to list it, the agent Peter called me back and he said, Michelle, I don't know what happened, but the prices in your area, specifically in your area, have dropped by $10,000. And I said, well, I think I know what it is. And he goes, you do? And I said, yeah. Did you see that? Did you see the news the other day where the guy killed his wife and buried her in the backyard? And he goes, yeah, I did. I said, well, that house, because I went and looked at it, is only 6 blocks from my house. I said, so nobody wants to live here. So I'm like, okay, well, as with any project manager, you've always got plan B. Okay, plan B was I'll just make it a buy and hold. I will find me a tenant and put a renter in there. So that's what I did. And these renters were with me for 2 years. So I turned a failure into a success. And I actually avoided capital gains because now I've owned it for a year. And these renters were actually great renters. They even made it through COVID, no problem. And then when it became time for me to sell the property, I told them that I would give them enough time if they wanted to move. I said, however, I would give them the first opportunity to buy it if they wanted to. And they said, yes, they definitely did not want to move because their kids were in school in that area, and it would be very hard at that point in time to move and to find a place that was in, within their reach of the school. So I said, all right, let me put something together for you, and I'll figure out what we can do. So I went and met with my lawyer, and we drafted up a mortgage and a note. And because I owned the property outright, I was able to sell this property to them, seller financing or on terms. So fast forward now, I have a contract with them. They are now paying me a mortgage every month, and they now own a beautiful house that's brand new. So that was the flip that flopped. But technically, it really wasn't a flop. At the end of the day, it was a win-win solution for both myself and the new buyers. In the end, my goal is to inspire, educate, and entertain you with stories. I hope I've done that today. If you want to reach out to me, you can reach me at fearlessinnovator.com/contact. If you want a copy of my free book, go to fearlessinnovator.com/free book. And I've also started something new. It's called the Innovation Roundtable. I host a Zoom meeting every third Tuesday at 7:00 online. If you want to find me there, you can also find me at fearlessinnovator.com underneath events. Hope you all have a great day. Talk to you soon. Thank you for listening today. I hope you enjoyed the show. If I can help you invest in your future, reach out to me at fearlessinnovator.com. Catch me later.